Are you scared of the dark, Anthony Jeselnik?
Nope.
What about the dark parts of the ocean and the terrifying sharks that live there?
It's the only place I feel at home.
Brandon McMillan, how about you?
Scared of the dark, yes. Ocean. It's not the shark you see that I'm scared of. It's the shark I don't see.
I promise to keep the lights on for both of you. Tonight, we learn how to increase our chances of surviving a shark attack and learn about other creatures in the sea that are even deadlier than sharks. Welcome to Shark After Dark. I'm Eli Roth, filmmaker, shark lover, and now host. Our first guest is shark enthusiast, host of Last Comic Standing, and a very, very funny comedian. Please welcome Anthony Jeselnik. Our second guest is from tonight's show, Return of the Great White Serial Killer. He's an animal expert and Emmy award-winning host of Lucky Dog, which airs every Saturday morning on CBS. Please welcome Brandon McMillan. Welcome, Brandon. Thank you both for being here. How you guys doing?
Good, good.
All right, now, Anthony, it's based on the cover of your album, Caligula, that you are quite the Shark Week fan.
Huge Shark Week fan, and if you're a shark fan, you have to buy my album Caligula. And if you're not a shark fan, then you absolutely need to buy this album. Get it now in stores, online.
And what is it you like about sharks so much?
I just like that they're pure evil straight from hell. I think as a kid, I saw Jaws, and it just grabbed me. Like these killer things, these actual real-life monsters who are actually misunderstood. I love that. They're actually not bad, but everyone's so scared of them that I'm obsessed with sharks.
I am as well, and it was completely the same thing, where Jaws gets you as a kid, and then you realize that they're not the bad guy at all. They're these incredible, intelligent creatures. Now, Brandon, you are no stranger to animals. You train dogs, you work with sharks. What is it about sharks that are different from other animals? What interests you the most about them?
It's not that I think sharks are much different than any other animal. Believe it or not, sharks have personalities, just like any animal. A lot of people think sharks are just these blank staring, ghost-like creatures, when in reality, they're probably, arguably, one of the more intelligent animals in the world. And yeah, we look at them as these scary creatures. And do I fear them? Maybe a little bit if I'm in the wrong situation, but fascination far outweighs fear.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, because Discovery sent me diving in the Bahamas, and I met a shark, and I felt that that shark had a personality. And I wasn't trying to not project, I wasn't trying to imagine, but this was a shark that had gone for help with a rope around its neck, and the divers cut it, and it's friendly, and it came over and let me put her in tonic. It was incredible.
Yeah, Jaws, I mean, they had it wrong in Jaws.
Now, everybody remembers their first pet. Remember maybe your first puppy. Do you remember your first interaction with a shark? What was that like?
I do. I was in the Bahamas. I want to say 2007. And I actually started panicking. I was about 30 feet below. And I started almost hyperventilating. There was about 40 lemon sharks circling me. And I could not make it up because there was a vortex of lemon sharks going on. And the problem was they were all eating chum. And so they were going after anything that moved. And so I pretty much had to sit in the bottom and calm myself down.
And were you holding your breath, or were you scuba diving?
No, I was scuba diving, but the problem is when you're hyperventilating,
sucking
on
up your
scuba,
oxygen.
it
Yeah.
feels like you're not even getting air.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And your
terrifying.
first instinct is to hit the surface, which is one of the most dangerous things to do. So you have to calm yourself down. And the guy that took me down, he's actually a Shark Week veteran, Andy Brandy Casagrande. He's the one who told me all this, and he's the one who actually, he trained me before I went down there.
Okay, so you go down, you have this encounter, you see a whole swarm of lemon sharks. I mean, the only way I could describe it was like being in a scene in Star Wars where they're just like TIE fighters and creatures swimming
Yeah.
around. You're down there, now you're going after the great white serial killer. What is it about this particular case, this one shark coming back to this one beach that caught your imagination?
Because I'm a surfer, and you know, every surfer, we have this mutual respect with sharks. We look at sharks as we share the ocean. When I learned about what was happening at this beach in Central California, it piqued my interest, and I started reading more about it. And something is going on at this beach unlike any other beach in the world. Every 2 years in October, there is an attack at this beach.
At this beach. So this is not a phenomenon that happens in other parts of the world. This is truly something that's only localized to this one beach in California.
Oh, there are a lot of attacks in other beaches around
No, but
the
I mean
world, but
serial
not,
attacks, like repeated, you can time
not
it
like
with a
this,
watch.
not like clockwork. Every 2 years in October, this beach gets attacked by great whites.
All right, well,
Something is going on.
something's going on. I'm fascinated by this. Let's take a look at some of the suspects.
We go out of the cage, out of the cage. Out of the cage. Oh, here we go.
Okay, that's you inside that cage.
Yeah.
All right, I have two questions. One, what are you thinking at that moment? And two, what the hell are you thinking?
At that moment, I was thinking, oh, shh.
Yeah.
And
Oh, shark,
that was our,
as
oh,
we say.
sure, yeah. That was our backup safety gear. So at that moment, she actually bit the safety gear, and it was destroyed. We had to abort the dive after that.
Now, when they bleep that, like we're watching that and you're hearing bleeps, is that you guys swearing or is that the shark telling you to yourself?
Now, that shark's name was Emma,
That was Emma.
and we're about to meet Lucy.
Lucy is a very sizable shark.
Now, the shark that I met was also named Lucy. What is with the trend of giving these fearsome creatures just adorable names? Where does that come from? Is there a Fluffy? Is that might be the worst serial killer?
As long as it's a woman's name, I think you're covered. You
Is
know
that
what I
what
mean?
it is?
Across the
Okay.
board. Yeah, it's like hurricanes.
Okay, so you meet Lucy. Now, Lucy's a great white. She's a massive, massive predator.
Yeah.
Now, you guys thought that she might be the one.
She fits the profile. She's about 18 feet and about 2 tons. And from all the eyewitnesses of the Surf Beach attacks, they all said the shark was about 18 feet long.
All right, so let's take a look at Lucy, the one that you thought was the serial killer.
Suddenly, the sharks scatter.
The other one's diving down deep.
Something much, much bigger has arrived.
We got a Lucy down here. Big shot, my friend. Definitely the queen. She's the most competitive person here. She dominates all of them, yeah?
Now, to me, they both look like, you know, you're in a cage. These are terrifying, giant, great whites. But did you find that there were different personalities between Lucy and
Oh,
Emma?
absolutely, absolutely. Lucy, I mean, I know she looks so big, and she looks intimidating. We know what Lucy is capable of, but she was very docile. But her presence scared every single shark away. Emma, as we saw, she was a little bit smaller, but she was feisty. So
No.
it's kind of like the little leprechaun, you know, the bar fighter.
Yeah. Yeah. She's small but feisty. Now, Anthony, have you ever dated a Lucy or an Emma, and did you find they were like the personalities of those sharks?
I did, but it was at the same time.
Yeah.
So we got to mix it up.
Yeah, you got to mix it. Would you
they
ever
were
go?
both the one?
Would you ever go down in a cage like that with those sharks?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't have to use the cage like this wuss, but I
Yeah,
would.
of course not. No.
I would go down there
Hey,
for
we're
sure.
filming another one next year. Why don't you come on out?
I'm in.
No
I'm in.
cage.
We don't need it.
We don't need no stinking cages. All right, now serial killers are caught using DNA, and you guys tried to catch the great white serial killer in the same way. So this is you guys getting the DNA sample from the shark. Can you talk about this?
Yeah, well, the only true way to know if we have a match was we could match the DNA from the tooth fragments we found in one of the surfers that were killed at Surf Beach. So unfortunately, the DNA did not match.
Yeah, so what's next? I mean, that shark is still on the loose, right?
The search goes on.
Wow. I'm always scared of the part where the scientists high-five on the boat. I always think they're going to get the sample and then they high-five and someone accidentally falls in. All right. That's just my fear. I'm neurotic that way. All right. Coming up, we delve into shark attack survival, and I see if these guys know who their true enemies in the ocean are. We'll be right back with more Shark After Dark. Surf's up. Welcome back to Shark After Dark. I'm Eli Roth, and I am here with comedian Anthony Jeselnik and animal expert Brendan McMillan. And from tonight's Alien Sharks, founder of SharkUniversity.org and deep sea biologist Paul Clerkin.
Thank you very much.
Paul is here to help teach us about how to survive if and when you encounter a shark. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, as you can see, we have Anthony on our Shark After Dark surfboard and this giant shark here to help demonstrate some safety tips. So, Paul, what are some obvious things we can do as swimmers and surfers to avoid a shark attack?
Well, I think the most important thing to keep in mind is a lot of it can be done in prevention. You know, if you pay attention, look at warnings. They'll post warnings on beaches that have shark attacks or had sharks spotted earlier. So be aware.
So don't go where there are signs that say sharks have been attacking people here.
You think you wouldn't have to tell people, but you
Right, but you do.
Yeah.
How about just don't go in the ocean? That's
Right.
That's right. Number one, don't go.
I just solved the mystery.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
What about going in alone versus in groups?
So that's another really good point. So sharks are less likely to attack you if you're in a group. And if you're in a group, you can also, you have a little bit more defense. You can put your backs to each other and you can have somebody to help you. So.
Or you might have like a slower swimmer with you if you're.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is it about groups? Because you'd think for a shark, if they're hungry, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, sharks are less likely to attack, schooling people. Part of it might be awareness. A lot of the time, most of the shark attacks on humans, the people are just not aware there's a shark there. So maybe another set of eyes, you're more likely to see a shark and alert each other.
What about shiny objects? What about like wearing shiny jewelry? Does that attract a shark like the way it would a smaller fish, like a fishing lure?
Yes, that's another one of the theories. Wearing, shiny necklaces or any kind of jewelry, it's supposed to look like fish scales.
Okay.
And so to a shark, it's at least going to catch their eye and they're going to go check it out, but you could potentially look like food.
All right. So here's.
This doesn't help me at all. You know what I mean? I'm all around the country, all around the world, winning surfing tournaments, and I'm a lone wolf. I'm going to be by myself all the time, and I wear a lot of jewelry.
Right.
So what can I do differently? without changing my
Well,
personality.
so what can you do differently without having to change anything at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, if
Well, that's a good question. I mean, Anthony is bling bling. Most people think he's a rapper. They don't know that he's winning surf tournaments. He's on a surfboard. A shark attacks him. What's his defense? Do you punch it? Do you squeeze its nose? What do you... Please. I want to see you fight a shark. Like, really.
Okay, well, I mean, if you're in the water and the shark's bumping you, you probably want to start, you know, trying to let the shark know you're serious and get it away. I've always heard when I was a kid, people always said hit the nose, and that seems to help. They have, you know, a lot of sensory organs on their nose.
Okay. Now, hitting the nose, I mean, you can't really throw, I mean, unless you're Brandon, because he's stronger than everyone I've ever met. You punch, have you ever had that happen? Have you ever had to punch a shark?
Well, no, my biggest question is, so when a shark's coming at you full speed, what, 25 miles an hour? It's kind of like them. Remember Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? The guy, he had to, like, come at you and you had to time it just right to
Ball
nail him?
bull.
Right.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Well, so, so yeah,
dated
that's the thing.
myself.
You have to be a little bit. Well, first of all, you have to be careful because you know this is a sharp end. You want to generally stay away from that. But if you're going to hit the nose, you can't really. I mean, you can't really wind up and generate a lot of power floating in the water.
Okay, good point.
So-
The gills. Can we suffocate the gills or grab the eyes?
I mean, I don't think suffocating the gills is something you can do. Maybe, you know.
Because I think of it like an air conditioning vent or like a fan. I can reach my fingers in and just. That's not the case, huh? What about your limbs? Anthony's in the surfboard with his legs dangling. Is he going to lose a leg? Should he curl up on the board?
Yeah, if you're on a board, you want to stay out of the water.
What if I like pretend that I'm riding a bike? Confuse the shark. He thinks he's on land and then he's getting out of here. What about that?
Yeah. There hasn't been any studies to support or, you know, go against that idea.
A shark probably just saw me win the surfing tournament and he
Right.
knows I'm not on a bike. That was stupid, I'm sorry. What if I do like a flying elbow drop and then try to submit the shark with an armbar? Like MMA style.
Right. No, that'd be one, but they, you know, they don't have arms.
Yeah, they don't have arms.
That's,
They don't have arms. Well, we got to wrap this up,
Semantics, guys.
guys. But I think we've learned some key things. Don't wear shiny jewelry unless you're Anthony, and don't try and punch a shark really unless you're Brandon. I feel safer already. Thank you for being here, Paul. This is actually very helpful tips.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Coming up, we learn all about creatures even deadlier than sharks in the ocean. We'll be right back. But first, the votes are in. Here's tonight's Dunkin' Donuts Bite of the Night winner.
Tonight's Bite of the Night winner. Brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Shark Week runs on Dunkin'.
Anthony Jeselnik, we have some Would You Rather questions submitted by our fans. First one from David Swan. Would you rather spend 5 seconds in a pitch black pool with a great white or 3 minutes in an old cage with dozens circling?
Old cage with dozens circling. I don't mind if I get eaten, but I need to be able to see it to really enjoy it. Like if I had a twin brother, I know how I'd kill him.
Got it. From Amy Mueller. Would you rather have a dance-off with right or left shark?
I gotta go right shark. I only work with professionals. Left shark doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. I don't have time for that.
None of us do. All right, stick around. More Shark After Dark next. Welcome back to to Shark After Dark. I'm filmmaker and shark fan Eli Roth, and I'm joined tonight by animal expert Brandon McMillan and comedian Anthony Jeselnik. Now, sharks aren't the only predators in the ocean. We're going to go through some wildlife and have you guys guess which sea animal is a friend and which can kill you, the foe. Just remember, looks can be deceiving. All right, first up, the goblin shark or the stonefish? Who is the friend and who is the foe?
Okay, I'm gonna say this is totally unfair. You're an expert, and I'm just like an all-around great guy. Like, this is like you're asking him questions about his family, and I've got to try to answer. I'm gonna say goblin shark is the friend and stonefish is the foe.
Is there any reason, or are you just randomly picking that? Just
Stonefish has got something going on. Like it looks like chlamydia as a fish.
Brandon, what do you think?
I'm gonna agree with them, but you know what the stonefish actually reminds me of? Remember the movie Weird Science?
Yes, I do.
Turned
Chet.
his brother into
When Chet gets turned
whatever.
into
That's him.
that blob. Yeah, it's Chet. All right, well, you're both correct. The stonefish is the foe. The goblin sharks are smaller, deep-sea dwellers. Yes, we can applaud the goblin sharks. The stonefish, their stings are far more common than shark accidents, and they can cause hours of pain, even paralysis, shock, and death. Not just a burning sensation, or so I hear. All right, up next, bonnet-head shark or blue-ringed octopus?
Oh, I know this. Blue-ringed octopus is like crazy deadly. Crazy deadly. One of the most deadly things in the world.
You say that like you've encountered one.
I am Googling all like weird kinds of octopus porn at night. And so that's like the one that will really get you. A bonnet-head shark looks like a bro. Looks like someone I could hang out with.
What do you think, Brandon?
Well, again, I'm gonna have to agree with them, but technically, if the bonnet-head shark kind of grabbed your head and squeezed it, you know, just in the right angle, wouldn't that be deadly?
It would be deadly, but you're probably more likely.
I'm just gonna go ahead and agree with them.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're more likely to be killed by a blue-ringed octopus, whose venom is 1,200 more times powerful than cyanide, and there is no known antivenom. Have fun. Meet one of those.
Yes.
All right, the last one. Flower urchin or the box jellyfish? Which is the friend and which is the foe?
I've got a theory. I want you to answer this one first. And I'm going to answer it correctly.
Every theory you've had tonight has scared the hell out of me.
People are afraid of correct answers.
And octopus porn, apparently.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brandon?
Well, it's not to, you know, throw you under the bus here, but it's widely known the box jellyfish is probably one of the more lethal venoms in the world.
Okay.
I don't like the way you talk to me. Right there. And I've got a theory, and if I'm right, I am the man. I think they're both foes. I agree with you, box jellyfish are the most deadly things ever, but flower urchin, that's no joke. That'll mess you up.
Well, in this case, you are the man. They are both. They are both. Okay. All right. The flower urchin can cause paralysis, even death, but the box jellyfish's venom, at first it goes after your nervous system, your heart, and your skin at the same time, and there's enough venom in its body to kill 60 adult humans. So you and 59 of your best friends will get wiped out by a single box jellyfish.
Now, really quick, do you have a theory on how to fight that off? Like your bicycle theory?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah, I would just do the bicycle thing again.
Oh, the box jellyfish is coming. Wait, hang on. I'm the box jellyfish. What's gonna
Well,
happen?
that's why I carry around this helmet with me at all times, so I can just put this on, and then I'm good to go.
What about the rest of your body?
I just headbutt everything that moves.
Well, after that, I may never go in the ocean again. Before we go, here's an exclusive look at tomorrow night on Shark Week.
An eerie feeling comes over the team.
Where are the sharks going?
Sharks easily sense danger. There could be other large predators nearby.
Hey guys, all the sharks have disappeared. Holy. Bob, do you see that?
I want to thank my guests for being here. Anthony, Brandon, you guys are awesome. Make sure to come back tomorrow. I'll be joined by shark expert Ian Shive, Magic Mike XXL's Adam Rodriguez, and The Walking Dead's Greg Nicotero. It's going to be a good one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.